What's up guys, this is Saman from Aesthetic Progression, and in this video I am going to teach you guys how to read a nutrition label. Now, reading a nutrition label can be one of the best thing, I should say, that you have learned in your fitness and your weight loss or muscle building goals, because not knowing how much food you're taking in is like, trying to save up $1 million in your bank account but not knowing how much amount you are depositing every time. Okay, so that's the most basic example that I can give you. So before we delve further into reading nutrition label per se, it is very crucial to know some of the basic stuff. So this part is going to focus on the basic stuff about food in general, and once you understand these kind of concepts, then reading a nutrition label itself is going to be very easy, because a lot of people do get confused because they do not know what does calorie means, what does fat means, what does carbohydrates means, or what is it for, and stuff like that. And when they read those labels, when they see those numbers, they get confused. So in first part, it's much more about basics of nutrition that everyone must know, and second part would be devoted on reading the label in general. Now, if you are confused about food, carbohydrates, proteins, calories, fats and stuff like that, so watching this video is a must, okay? But if you have an idea about that, then go ahead to the next part, and I will just be explaining just the basic nutrition label stuff, okay? The first question I want to ask you guys is, what is a calorie, okay? And make sure you do write these stuff down, because I will be writing a lot of stuff, informative stuff, Make sure you take notes on these. So let's talk about what is a calorie, okay? So when you read a food, and when you read a food label and it says 180 calories, what does that mean? Okay, when you run on the treadmill and when it shows 180 calories, what does that mean? So calories in basic is a form of energy, okay? It's form of heat, it's form of energy, okay? So when you are saying if the food contains 180 calories, it means that you are taking in 180 a unit of energy, okay? It means that when you take in 180 calories, you will be able to do the work that requires you to produce heat of 180 calories, okay? When the treadmill says 100 calories burned, that means you have already spent those 180 calories, okay? That's just the basic meaning of what a calories means. That's just the basic meaning, okay? When you are talking about food in general, the calories come from three basic stuff. So let me just write down this first. Calories equals energy, all right? So the energy here, or I should say more specifically, say food is comprised of three basic macronutrients. Okay, food has two things, macro and micronutrients. Sorry for the sloppy handwriting, guys. And micronutrients. I should say food is composed of, okay, macro and micronutrients, all right? So my macronutrients are the big stuff, big guys, all right? So those would be carbohydrates, your protein, and your fats, all right? Your micronutrients, on the other hand, is going to be your vitamins, minerals, calcium, etc. And the reason why you need to know the difference is I'm going to give you a very basic metaphor, okay? If macronutrients, if you're building a car, let me give you an example for a car. So if a car is composed of macronutrients and micronutrients, okay, macronutrients is your engine, and then micronutrients is your nuts and bolts. Okay, even if the engine is very crucial, okay, even if the car does not run without the engine, your nuts and bolts plays an equal role in the car. Okay, so you have to remember food is composed of macro and micronutrients. Macronutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Micronutrients are your vitamins, minerals, etc. Okay, now your carbohydrates are used for energy. Okay, only. Okay, your protein is used for energy plus building muscle. Your fats are used for energy plus hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and stuff like that, plus your cell membranes. So if you guys think fats are bad, okay, then think about how the hell will you produce these stuff. Okay, if you think that fats are bad, how would you produce these things? Okay, if you think carbohydrates are bad, how will you produce this thing? Now obviously you can produce energy out of your protein as well as fats, but this carbohydrates is your body's primary source, or I should say preferred source. Okay, now you would ask me why carbohydrates are your body's preferred source. It's because they are easy to break down when compared to proteins and fats. That's one of, there are various reasons. Again, this is what I'm trying to give you the most basic knowledge, okay, that you can apply it today and go to the grocery store and make wise decisions buying groceries and foods and stuff. I am not trying to make you a registered dietitian by any chance, so these are again very basic. If you have knowledge on that, more knowledge than that, or if you think if you think you know a lot more, then fine, good job for you. But this presentation, I should say, this lecture kind of thing is much more for a very basic beginner who's trying to make some wise decisions again. So you do need all these factors, okay? You do need all the macronutrients, all right? You do need these micronutrients. Why? Because you do need these for basic functioning. Okay, such as your regulation of different hormones. Fats help in production of hormones. Minerals, vitamins, your micronutrients, your base, small little stuff like that helps in regulation. Your sodium intake, your calcium intake, those helps regulate channels in the body. Okay, so very basic bodily function. Without this, absolutely you won't be able to survive longer. Okay, let me get rid of this part and I will focus on macronutrients first. Micronutrients, not necessarily, because it's kind of present in food, and this is much more a broad topic, and since we are only talking much more about fat loss and muscle building, although these are really crucial, but these are something that not really I would say into when it comes to losing fat, building muscle, and reading nutrition label. But mind you, these are very essential, very important. I'm just not going to cover it in this video.